Hi everyone, how are you doing today? Just so you know, I don't feel very brave enough to share this topic with you. I feel very nervous about sharing something so controversial on this platform, and I just want to. I just want to talk about it. I feel like this is not talked about enough. So, yeah, Hollywood. I believe Hollywood is one of the biggest components that robs women of their feminine energy. Women of Hollywood, however talented, unique, educated, knowledgeable they are, they might not realize the kind of damage they are causing themselves. And all of us fans of Hollywood, big audiences of Hollywood, don't really know what what kind of damage we are really doing to sacred womanhood. I might not be experienced enough to judge their mental state. I'm looking at a script, by the way. I might not be experienced enough to judge their mental state, but I do respect my own intuition. I can tell they all once had a love for acting, music, etc., but now they are just being pulled by the invisible string of external validation, which I believe they are never gonna get enough. Because, come on, an industry of glamour. Does it really respect the sanctity of feminine energy? Does it really do that? In all these instances we see online where actresses share how the acting crew ensured her comfortability during bold scenes, naked scenes. I don't think these instances testify to the respect given to them. I think they're just treated so badly. Um, and how respected she feels, we hear that all the time. And does not really quite boil down to dignity. That's just professionalism. Yeah, like the little bit we need for professionalism, we give them, but we don't really respect the womanhood because it's very hard to respect someone who does not really have their own boundaries set. From what I've seen from the interviews, how they are treated publicly, I can say that feminine emotions, feminine personality have no place. We I'm not gonna take any name of any actor. I'm just gonna share how whatever they do on screen. We see them talking about how cool they are being touched, how they even joke about their own self-esteem, like they don't think they're pretty enough. Like, how cool is that? I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I feel like I'm not being very articulate about it, but when you're talking, you have to sound cool and having yeah, those wardrobe malfunctions, and they're very cool about it, and we don't see those emotions oozing out of their faces. It's it feels very unfair because when a male actor does that, he's just allowed to be all of that, but a woman has to accept it all. I really hope you understand. Also, yeah, they sometimes simp on their male co-stars, and it is very much normalized. It's like they don't have self-respect, and how they enjoyed being touched on camera by this very good looking co-star, and they're very verbal about it, and in return they are not given the same respect. As a non-celebrity woman, I think it would be very embarrassing. Think of yourself in that scenario if you are a non-celebrity. um, we're always forgetting that young girls look up to them, not realizing those iconic women are victims of a factory. Because let's not call that an industry. Hollywood is basically a factory. They take the raw materials, they manufacture something, they use it, and they toss it off once it's done. Uh, Now let's look at the male actors. I'm not gonna take names, of course. Very handsome, good looking. They have giant female followings. The question is, where would their career stand today without any female following? If suddenly um, every woman in this world stopped liking them, I don't mean dislike them, but stopped paying attention to them. Like, if we just look at a few actors, I know that some of them are really talented, but their fame and glory is all based on female gaze, female admiration. See the power of feminine energy? Like, we admire them and they get famous, they get money out of it. This whole scenario is so embarrassing. Like, we are just trading ourselves and we are getting nothing out of it. We're just being dumb. We're making a out of fool out of ourselves. But when we look at the actresses, their career stands mostly on their talent, right? They don't really have those giant male fan followings. They do have male fans, but does their career really stand on it? And we know what really happens to those female celebrities who are only admired by males. And uh, I'm not trying to disgrace anyone, I respect them all, but we know when a female star's career stands on, particularly on male gaze, it just vanishes one day. It just vanishes. They do not really have a huge fan following as they should. They're not really admired as they're supposed to, and they just constantly have to earn that respect. The female celebrities, they constantly have to earn that respect. They just can't simply exist and get the love they want, except a few, like Angelina Jolie. I see, I took a name. This is an industry where male celebrities sit through thirst tweets, a humiliation ritual for women, an ego boost ritual for men, because so many commenters are women and they're talking about how they would be pleased to be sexually assaulted by this male celebrity, right? Isn't that a humiliation ritual for oneself and for the whole women community? These acts have inspired young women to drool over male celebrities, ignoring their personal boundaries, self-respect, forgetting who they are. Comments like, "He makes my daddy issues act up." We have seen this thing very much on Pinterest, right? Uh, he makes my daddy issues act up. These are all very much personal issues. What some women, of course, have gone through in their childhood, and they are carrying it with themselves. But the thing is, the pain we go through makes us even more sacred. This gives us a chance to grow and learn rather than just make a joke out of it and benefit someone who won't even look at you, who won't even pay your bills. When you're sick, who really take cares of you? This very good looking star does not come and give you medicines, right? Yet you are selling yourself, you're offering yourself up, you're surrendering yourself to someone who does not even know about your existence. This is not to insult any woman, but this is a big reality check which might help us escape this constant cycle of humiliation, this never ending cycle of humiliation. Like, he can do whatever I like, and I'll be glad, I'll say thank you. Yeah, I feel like this is again a whole patriarchy thing. This is very much patriarchy. In the name of feminism, we feel like that women are having freedom, we can say whatever we want, but at the end of the day, we are just favoring the men, and we are getting nothing out of it. We are just left behind with a carcass. You know, the flesh, the blood, they're all soaked up. They're all sucked. They're all sucked out of us, and we are left with a carcass. Is this really all feminism about? Because if this is feminism, I don't want it. I know uh, the difficulties were not given to you so that you could make a joke out of it. Uh, Instead of making fun of your own body and thinking it would be such a blessing to be sexually assaulted by a Greek god looking man, take the time to believe that you are a form of goddess divine. I mean, how hard is it really to connect yourself with the divine feminine? It is hard, it takes practice. But I think staying in the same scenario, same in the same cycle of insult and self degradation is harder. I think choosing yourself is much easier compared to this. I feel like women must leave Hollywood and render it barren so that they can finally be earned. You know, this entire industry just stands on feminine energy. It just feeds on feminine energy without even realizing women are just offering themselves up. We should just boycott Hollywood and save our energy from being misused. And all this uh, moving in without marriage, birthing children without marriage, and waiting years and years for just an ounce of commitment from a man. I think this all has been inspired from America, Hollywood, this celebrity culture. You know, the lifestyle changes we see in us today. The ordinary women, the non-celebrity women, have been all inspired from Hollywood. So I hope you really understood what I said. And if you can relate, if you agree with me, even if you don't agree with me, comment down below so that I can look at your point of view. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you liked the video, please press the like button and subscribe to my channel. Um, See you all in the next one.